Thank you all for connecting to the Monday webinar. And today I will introduce you the new 9Px lithium-ion. I believe most of you are already aware that we have been working on the lithium-ion version of the 9Px for quite a while. We started the project roughly 18 months ago. So the idea was to add the lithium-ion capabilities to the 9Px, let's say the small models from 1 to 3 kVA, because we see more and more demand on this part. So today I will drive you through the presentation of this new model. First of all, let me start with the target markets. There are, of course, what I will call the classical or the traditional IT space, like the network edge deployments. And here we are targeting the customer that are doing what I will call the large fleet deployment of distributed UPS. Which mean people that are installing UPS in a given country in multiple locations where it will be difficult to service the UPS, either because the UPS are in remote sites or because they have no trained person on site to do the replacement. We are also targeting the people or the customer or the application where the cost of sending somebody to replace the battery after 4 years is completely is very high and outweighs the let's say the cost premium of the lithium-ion. There is also an advantage which is linked to the longer runtime and the limited space, because you will see later on in the presentation that we are able to have a more, let's say, dense situation with the lithium-ion solution. There is, of course, also what I would call the critical IT. So customers that are really looking for the highest level of availability and they don't want to care about the battery problem. They don't want to take the risk of downtime because of the battery failure, and they don't want to plan for battery replacement, including, of course, the fact to purchase the battery, to plan for that, and having people shipping the battery and the labor cost to replace the battery. There are also opportunities, let's say, outside of the classical IT space. I have divided them in 2 categories. The first opportunity I see is around the healthcare segment, where we know the medical equipment have quite long life, and this will allow us to have a UPS that is more in line with the medical equipment, and there will be no need to replace the battery in a constrained environment, because as you may expect, you cannot get access to the UPS as easily in an healthcare environment. You'll need, of course, to plan for that, and it's not always easy. So this is clearly an opportunity. There is, of course, also what I would call the industrial sector or the light industrial, where we have remote sites that are difficult to access. A typical example is the wind turbine market or the wind industry, onshore or offshore, where you have a lot of installations that are either in isolated sites or some of them are even offshore. And as you may expect, the cost of sending people to do the battery replacement in those cases is pretty heavy and is much higher than the cost, the overcost, let's say, or the price premium of the lithium-ion version. The typical value prop that we are sharing during the presentation, of course, the first one is the longer life. With the lithium-ion batteries, we are able to have 8 to 10 years service life for the battery instead of the 3 to 5 years. There is no need for a battery replacement because the battery life will be equal to the UPS life. So the UPS can be installed and there will be no maintenance at all. and this is backed up by what I would call a 5 years full warranty. So there is a real benefit around this longer life, and we know that for some customers it's really key to have the lowest possible maintenance for this kind of solution. We have, of course, the cybersecurity and the virtualization part that is kind of motto now for Eaton. You know that the Network M2 card has the dual cybersecurity certification, both UL and IEC. This is really unique on the market. And we have also capabilities to integrate in the latest and major virtualization software like VMware and Microsoft Hyper-V. And we are able to do that in a way that is really user-friendly. And we are able to do really VM-centric management, so management at the VM level, which is, again, pretty unique on the market. At least the way we do it in a simple way is really unique. And we continue with something that you already know from the let's say, normal 9PX or the VRLA 9PX. The 9PX is really one of the most energy efficient UPS on the market. It is Energy Star, so we can go up to 94% energy efficiency. We are unity power factor on most of the model. We'll tell you more details later on, and we are able to measure the power consumption. So those are the three key topics for the 9PX lithium-ion. So the longer life, the integration and cybersecurity part, and of course, something that is very important for the customer, the capacity management and the efficiency part. The first question that people are usually asking is really, is it worth it moving to a lithium-ion solution? Because you will probably have seen with the price lists that we have dispatched in beginning of March that the 9PX lithium-ion price is 1.7 to 1.9 times the price of the, let's say, not traditional 9PX. But if you do the calculation and you add the price of the extended warranty, because the 9PX lithium-ion has a 5 years full warranty versus 3 years on electronics and 2 years on batteries for the traditional 9PX, then you see that already you're covering part of the gap. And if you add the battery replacement and the labor and shipping cost, then you see that the TCO over 8 to 10 years period of time may be in favor of the lithium-ion, or it may be very similar depending on the labor cost in each European country or in each of the EMEA countries. But when you have high labor cost, because it's a remote location, for instance, then it really makes sense, and the lithium-ion solution is effective against the normal and the traditional. So really, where to play to promote the lithium-ion, it's when it is difficult to service because you have remote location, large deployment, or you have a high cost of intervention. The critical equipment that we can protect are, of course, the core IT, the medical solutions, the control system. This is more linked to the industrial. And of course, you know that with lithium-ion batteries, you are able to have more cycles than we have with VRLA. We have less limits, so it's also a good solution where when you have frequent outage. So you will be able to cycle more the batteries to do more cycles. A quick view on the availability. Again, this is very centric on the longer life. We are using lithium-ion batteries as explained. So the technology is LFP, lithium ferrophosphate, if you need to know more details. The expected life of those batteries is 8 to 10 years. And you remember that for lead acid, it's 3 to 5 years. So usually with lead acid, we are recommending to replace the battery after 4 years. Here, the batteries will last 8 to 10 years, which is the typical life of UPS up to 3 kVA. Again, no need for battery replacement, so no need to plan for that. And this is backed up by the 5 years full warranty. Everything is included, including electronic and batteries, but also the EBMs. They have 5 years full warranty. Of course, this is still a 9px, so it's a double conversion topology that constantly monitors the power condition. I will not explain the double conversion topology. I believe you are all aware of that. And of course, we still have the automatic bypass in case of overload of UPS failure. You see on the right picture, this is a 9px lithium-ion. So there are very small difference versus the normal 9px. You can just see that the bezel has changed. Normally, it's blue on gray. And here it's a white Eaton logo on blue square bezel. So this is how you will see the difference. Of course, the sticker on top of the UPS is different also. But here you see a solution that includes, of course, the electronic and the battery. So this is a full UPS. Another topic is, of course, linked to the availability. With the lithium-ion batteries, we have two advantages. One is the runtime part. With internal batteries and a typical load level, so for instance, 50% load between 40 and 60, let's say this is the typical load level on single-phase UPS. We are able to double the typical runtime. Usually it's around 10 minutes with the lithium-ion solution internal batteries. We can go to 20 minutes, which is doubling the runtime. And we have a more accurate monitoring of the batteries, because in each of the battery, lithium-ion battery, there is a BMS, a battery management system, that reports or gives notification to the UPS on temperature of the battery, the charge cycle. So many parameters that we don't usually have access with the VRLA battery. So this is a more accurate view of what's happening on the battery side. Of course, we are still able to add external batteries, so EBMs. And you see on the right, this is a picture of a 9px lithium-ion with 4 EBMs. So as the normal 9px, you will be able to add 4 EBM, up to 4 EBM, and this will increase the runtime to multiple hours, depending on the load level. And there will be, as on the normal VRLA models, an automatic recognition of the battery module. So there is no need to set the number of EBM through the LCD panel. So this will be done automatically when plugging the EBM module to the UPS. Unmatched performance. So again, this is linked to efficiency and energy efficiency and the power capabilities of the UPS. So it's unique in its class. We have a unity power factor on all models, so the 1.5 and 2.2 kVA, they are 1.5 kilowatt and 2.2 kilowatt. The only limit we have is on the 3 kVA, where the max power without EBM is 2.4 kilowatt. This is linked to the max discharge current that we can get from the internal lithium-ion battery pack. Again, it's only on the 3 kVA, and we are limited to 2.4 kilowatt with internal batteries. If you add EBM, as the discharge current is split between the UPS internal and the EBMs, the power limit of 2.4 kilowatt disappears, and it becomes back a 3 kilowatt UPS, but with EBM. So this is the only limit compared to the normal 9px model. Again, I have already discussed about the energy efficiency, but you know we are Energy Star. So it's really an industry-leading capability with up to 94% with the 3 kVA. It's around 93.5% on the 2.2 kVA and 92.5% on the 1.5 kVA. So these are really values that are very high for single-phase UPS at this power rating. And of course, the goal is to reduce the energy consumption and all the cooling costs that are linked to that. And of course, the benefit is also a limit of the CO2 emissions. Of course, the lithium-ion also brings advantage on the installation side, because obviously the lithium-ion cells they are lighter than normal VRLA. This allows us to reduce the weight of the UPS by up to 20%, and the EBM weight has been reduced by more than 40%. And of course, if you have a lighter weight UPS, lighter weight EBM, it's easier to install them in a rack, which is obviously the most common installation for this kind of UPS. We have kept the same size for the UPS, so it's 2U. So the picture that you see on the right part of the screen represent a UPS plus one EBM. Okay, so it's not a solution with only the UPS, it's UPS with EBM. And we have been able to keep the 2U size same as the standard model. So on the right part, you have the electronic, and on the left part, you have the lithium-ion batteries that are replacing the VRLA batteries. And we have reduced the size of the EBM from 2U to 1U. I have made typical example here at 50% load. Customer looking for more than 15 minutes, like 20 minutes. In the past, they were obliged to buy the VRLA model plus one EBM, so that was a total of 4U. And with the lithium-ion solution, the UPS doesn't need EBM, so it's 2U. We are saving 2U. And if you are looking for a 1 hour solution at 50% load, in the past it was UPS plus 2 EBM, and now it's still UPS with 2 EBM. But as the EBM are 1U only, then again we are saving 2U in total. So that's a saving in space, and of course that's important for people that have space constraints, but also to leave more room for the IT equipment. As we are pushing for, let's say, low maintenance or no maintenance solution, we have also worked on capabilities to do as many things as possible remotely. You know that it's already possible to do the firmware upgrade of the Network M2 card remotely, but now we are adding the ability to upgrade the firmware of the UPS. I'm not talking about the network card only, but also the UPS through the network card. This will be possible through the next release of the Network M2 card firmware that will happen in the month of June, so together with the launch of the 9PX lithium-ion. And you will be also able to change some basic parameters of the UPS through the network card. And down the road, as the new firmware of the card will be dispatched, we'll add more capabilities on this. So the idea is really to push the concept of the no maintenance, or at least everything done remotely. And we see that is with the COVID situation, we had more and more requests to have everything that is able to be done remotely. So we have pushed this advantage, and we have added those capabilities in this new 9PX lithium-ion. Manageability, I think this part is very similar to the I would call it the standard or the normal 9PX. So you have the same LCD display that allows you to have access to all the UPS status and parameters, and you can configure the UPS. The display is available in 9 languages. We also have the energy metering capability, again, very similar to the 9PX 1 to 3 kVA. And we have the load segment control. For those of you that are not aware, we have two groups. Those are the outlets that are marked in white colors. We have a group 1 and a group 2. And with those groups, you can manage sequential startups. You can decide to start the group 1 6 seconds after the mains, and then the group 2 6 seconds after the group 1. And so you can sequentially start the load. For instance, to start the switch before you start the server, so you are sure the network connection is up and running when you start the server. You also have the ability to prioritize the shutdown to maximize the battery backup. For instance, you can have non-critical equipment that are plugged to group 1 and others to group 2. And after 10 minutes, you stop the group 1. And after 15 minutes, you stop the group 2. So you are able to reduce the load on the UPS and increase the runtime for the critical loads. And of course, you can do on and off and remotely reboot the locked equipment that are plugged on the group 1 and group 2. Okay, so this is typical. You will find those load segments on many of on nearly all of the Eaton UPS professional. And this is very similar to the 9PX. I will continue on the manageability part. Of course, I have already discussed that at the beginning of the presentation, but we are really leading the industry on the network connectivity part. We have launched 2 years and a half ago the Gigabit network card, so-called Network M2. It is, I mean, on the market, there are other cards now that are Gigabit compatible, but none of them are dual cybersecurity certified. So we have both the UL and IEC version. So this is really unique. And we know the cybersecurity is becoming a key topic for the customer. So it's really important to insist on that. And as usual, all the 9PX lithium-ion will be available as NetPack. And so NetPack version, they all include the Network M2 card in the UPS package. A couple of words on the virtualization part. This is linked to IPM software. We know, I think you are probably aware that we are about to launch the IPM v2, but let's say the features and function will remain the same. We'll have a really deep integration with all the the important virtual environment like VMware and Hyper-V from Microsoft. We also have the capability to integrate in simple way to disaster recovery automation on both power events and environmental events. Power events are, for instance, a loss of mains, and environmental events are linked to a temperature threshold or stuff like that. And we have, of course, advanced load shading capabilities to power your most critical loads. This is linked to what I discussed at the beginning. We have really the ability to have a deep integration and capability to really work at the VM level, which allows a very deep control of what's happening. I have added at the bottom of the slide all our partners, let's say approval or integration. We are working with EMC, Cisco, VMware, Microsoft, Nutanix, NetApp to validate our solution with their solution. And this is really a constant effort that we are doing for the last 10 years, and that we will push because we believe that the network connectivity and the software part is really key for the success of this type of UPS. A quick range overview. As you see, we'll have 3 models that will be available either in normal, I will say, RT2U version. All of them will be delivered with the rail kit or the rack kit. So 1.5, 2.2, and 3 kVA. And all of them will be available in NACPAC version. So this is rack kit plus network M2 card. We'll have 2 EBMs, one for the 1.5 kVA UPS and another one for the 2.2 and 3 kVA UPS. They are, of course, also delivered with the rack kit, and we have access to the communication accessories that are typical for the 9PX range, so the network M2 card that is already available as standard on the NetPack version. But we have also access to the industrial gateway M2 card to tackle the Modbus needs. So all what I would call the industrial protocols, so Modbus TCP or Modbus RTU, plus SNMP web, so normal network interface. We also, of course, also have the relay MS card that is here, either for relay purpose or AS400 integration. And we have the EMP DT1H1C2, which is the environmental monitoring probe that connects either to the network M2 card or to the industrial gateway M2 card. So of course, if you want the sensor, you'll need the cards, so the network M2 or the industrial gateway M2 cards. Just a quick reminder that we also have flex PDUs, which are PDUs that allows you to have more IEC outlets on the UPS, or to add local sockets like French sockets or German sockets or British sockets, if customers are willing to have local sockets at the back of the UPS. And we have, of course, the so-called the famous hot swap MBPs to have maintenance bypass capabilities to the UPS, or manual maintenance bypass capabilities. They are available either with IEC connectors, local sockets, and we also have a hardwired version for people that are willing to hardwire the UPS. This is very similar to what you know from the 9PX range. A quick comparison versus the UPS that is available today on the market with lithium-ion, which is the APC SRT-L. So this is the only major competitor today that is offering lithium-ion capability on their model. They have launched them a bit more than 1 year ago, and we are able to track their sales, and they have some traction. This is why we think it's very important to propose 9PX in lithium-ion series, let's say. As you can see, they have 4 models, 1 kVA, 1.5, 2.2, and 3 kVA. They are 0.9 power factor, so we have the advantage at 1.5 and 2.2 kVA. At 3 kVA, as I explained earlier, we have the limit of the discharge capability of the internal battery, but as soon as you plug EBM, we are back to 3000 watt, and so we have the unity power factor again. On the size side, you can see that in fact the APC model, they are a 2U UPS without batteries inside, and you have an external 1U pack that includes the lithium-ion batteries. Okay, so all of their model, they are all of them 3U instead of the 2U we are proposing. So this is a 1U difference, of course, but this is more than that, because you understand that the APC models, they will not be able to be set in place of the normal models because the size is different. With Eaton solution, you will be able to replace a 9PX normal model with a 9PX lithium-ion because they have exactly the same size. I can insist also on the fact that the 1.5 kVA we have has a 450 millimeter depth, whereas all the APC lithium-ion models, they are nearly 600 millimeter. So it will be difficult to fit them in small enclosures or in constrained environment, like when you do integration in small boxes, let's say. I have already highlighted this part. So the cybersecurity, yes, APC, they have a gigabit card, but they have not tested it against any of the cybersecurity international standard. And on our side, we are compliant with both UL and IEC. So again, this is very unique. We have advanced virtualization integration and capabilities. It's user-friendly. We are compatible with the high availability mode, with the site recovery, with the virtual SAN. There is no scripting, and we are able to cope with power environmental events. On the APC side, if you want to access to the advanced feature, you need to go through the scripting. And you know, this is really time consuming for the customer. And each time there is the new version of the software, you need to fine tune again the script. So it's really, our solution is really more efficient and more easy to use for the customer. On the energy monitoring side, we are on par. They also have an advanced LCD display, and we are using the same warranty policy. So it's a 5 years full coverage, so including both the electronic and the batteries. So you see that our advantage is on the power side, on the size side, and on the cybersecurity and virtualization side. So again, this virtualization and network connectivity topic is key in the discussion with customers. Answering potential objections. So I made this slide because I usually receive many questions. So this was a way to answer some of them. Why the 9Px lithium-ion is cheaper than the smart RTL? Does it mean that it's lower quality? I mean, you know that our price positioning has always, our strategy has always been to be a bit more aggressive than APC, with usually a gap of around 10%. We know that APC is really pushing for the highest price on the market. Doesn't mean that our quality is less than theirs. I think we have been innovative for decades. It's just that APC, as a market leader, they tend to be a bit complacent and to rely a bit too much on their brand awareness. Then the question on the 9Px 3 kVA, why do we have less power than the normal 9Px? I think you understand that because of the limited space in 2U and the battery we have selected, we have a limit on the discharge capability we have, and this is why we are limited to 2.4 kilowatt instead of 3. But you know that when you add the EBM, the power jumps back to 3 kilowatt. I have also explained the price difference. As you know, the VRLA batteries, they are standard and they are used on UPS for decades. We are purchasing millions of them in our Asia factories and also in Europe. And so far, the demand for lithium-ion is smaller, at least from the UPS perspective. So there is a very big gap in the price between those two. This is why the price of the 9Px lithium-ion is higher. But as explained earlier in the presentation, if you go for a TCO approach, you will see that adding the extra warranty, adding the battery replacement cost, and everything that is linked to that, so the people going on site to replace the battery, you will see that the gap is not as huge, and in some cases the lithium-ion version is even cheaper than the normal 9Px. A couple of questions around the lithium-ion batteries. We are not planning to replace on the short term the VRLA model by only lithium-ion model. I think, of course, there is the price gap that remains important. We will see down the road if we are able to propose lithium-ion solution at a more affordable price, but clearly on the short, medium term, the two, let's say, solution will remain available. There is a question also, is it the right choice for customer and the right investment? Of course, each customer can do their full calculation, I mean, CapEx versus OpEx. But as explained earlier, the longer life and the no need for maintenance and the longer warranty is really something to take into account when discussing with customers, and especially the one that have constraints on the battery replacement. On the max temperature, because I know there are a lot of questions around this, the temperature range of the lithium-ion model is similar to the VRLA, so do not expect any big improvement on this side. So the battery, I mean, the operating range for the UPS will remain 0 to 40 degrees C. There is no advantage of lithium-ion on this part. Can we upgrade the existing 9PX to lithium-ion? No, it is not possible to upgrade, let's say, normal 9PX to lithium-ion because there are additional components on the 9PX lithium-ion that are not available on the normal 9PX. Those are mostly the components that allows the dialogue between the battery management system and the UPS. So it is not possible to upgrade. Thank you all. Thank you for coming to the webinar. And if you have questions in the meantime, do not hesitate to contact me.